Промахнулся здесь удар.
No mercy, no mistakes, just pure destruction.
Inspiration with the
2022 was a year where everything changed. Champions fell, contenders rose, and knockouts. They came fast, furious, and unforgiving.
I refereed that fight. Now it's
From spinning elbows to flying knees, MMA fans were treated to some of the most savage finishes we've ever seen. These moments weren't just wins, they were statements. Each fighter on this list etched their name into history with one perfectly timed shot.
These guys are trading. Man, but you see that.
Reminding us all that in this game, it only takes one. This is violence at its finest. These are the knockouts that defined the year. Welcome to Legends of the Octagon. Here are the top 10 knockouts of 2022. Number 10, Josh Quinlan, left hook assassin. Josh Quinlan walked into his UFC debut with something to prove, and he left no doubts by the time he walked out. In August, Quinlan faced Jason Witt in a fight where both men knew a single mistake could end it. It didn't take long. Early in the fight, Quinlan slipped a jab and unleashed a thunderous left hook that detonated on Witt's jaw. Witt was out before he hit the canvas, collapsing face first in one of the cleanest one-punch knockouts of the year. Quinlan stood over his fallen opponent, calm and collected, knowing his job was done. It was the kind of debut that grabs the world's attention. One shot, one highlight, Quinlan had officially arrived. Number 9, Mansur Khabibullayev, spinning fury in ACA. Over in ACA, 2022 was chaos personified, and Mansur Khabibullayev delivered one of the year's most violent exclamation points. Facing a tough opponent in August, Mansur didn't just look for the win. He wanted the finish that would echo across the sport. And he got it. In a heartbeat, Khabibullayev spun on his lead foot, firing a spinning back kick that slammed into his opponent's midsection with terrifying precision. The impact was instant. His opponent crumpled to the canvas, unable to continue. It was an execution, pure and simple, and a reminder that Russia continues to breed some of the most dangerous strikers in the world. Mansur's pirouette of pain earned him a spot on this list and worldwide respect. Number 8, Molly McCann, spinning elbow queen of 2022. Molly Meatball McCann took the O2 Arena by storm in March, delivering a knockout that made the world stand still. Locked in the clinch with Luana Carolina, McCann looked for her opening. Then, with no warning, she spun. Her right elbow sliced through the air and smashed into Carolina's temple like a hammer. Carolina stiffened and felt like she'd been unplugged. The crowd exploded as McCann climbed the cage in celebration. But Molly wasn't finished. In July, she returned and did it again. Another spinning elbow, another highlight reel finish. 2 walk-off knockouts in 2 fights. McCann became the queen of the spinning elbow, proving she's not here for decisions, she's here to finish the fight, and finish it violently. Number 7, Drew Dober, the body snatcher strikes again. Drew Dober has made a career out of violence, but in 2022, he turned it up another level. In July, he faced Rafael Alves, who came out fast, throwing wild, explosive combinations. But Dober stayed patient. He marched Alves down, targeting the body like a surgeon with a scalpel. In the 3rd round, Alves slowed just enough. Dober ripped a left hook to the liver that shut Alves down on contact. Alves collapsed, writhing in pain. Dober calmly watched, knowing he had ended it. And then in December, Dober did it again, this time flattening Bobby Green after Green taunted with his hands low. 2 devastating finishes, 1 cold-blooded striker. Drew Dober doesn't talk trash. He lets his fists do it for him. Number 6, Marlon Chito Vera, Cruz crushed by head kick. August saw Marlon Chito Vera take on former bantamweight king Dominic Cruz, and for a few rounds, Cruz looked sharp, dancing in and out, scoring points. But Vera was watching, calculating, waiting, and in round 4, he found his moment. Vera timed Cruz's signature dip to his right, firing a head kick that landed flush across the jaw. Cruz's nose shattered, his lights shut off, and he fell to the canvas in a heap. No follow-up needed. Cruz had never been finished like this, not by anyone. Vera's patience paid off with a statement finish. The legend killer had struck again, and he wasn't done climbing the ranks. This was Cheeto announcing himself as a future title threat in brutal fashion. Number 5. Michael Chandler, front kick from hell. May brought us one of the most shocking moments of the year when Michael Chandler squared off against Tony Ferguson. LQK came out strong, dropping Chandler early and reminding everyone why he was feared. But Chandler regrouped between rounds, and in the opening seconds of the second, he uncorked a front kick straight up the middle. It landed flush under Ferguson's chin, snapping his head back violently. Ferguson froze in midair before collapsing backwards, completely unconscious. Chandler didn't need another shot. He'd already delivered the knockout of his career. Chandler ran wild around the cage in celebration, and the MMA world exploded. This wasn't just a win. It was a reminder that Michael Chandler is pure chaos incarnate. Number 4. Zhang Weili. Joanna's last stand ends in a spin. Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk was supposed to be another war. Instead, Zhang ended it early. After dominating Joanna in the first round with ground and pound, Zhang came out in round 2 looking for the finish. She threw a spinning back fist that caught Joanna flush on the chin. The former strawweight queen froze mid-step, then crashed face first into the canvas. Just like that, Joanna's legendary career was over. Zhang Weili had reclaimed her crown in brutal, definitive fashion. No controversy, no judges, just an exclamation point. This was Zhang proving she's not just a champion, she's a finisher. And this finish will be remembered as the final page in Joanna's Hall of Fame career. Number 3. Alex Pereira, king of the 5th round finish. November's title fight between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya was high stakes. 4 rounds in, Adesanya was winning, until he wasn't. Pereira's corner told him to empty the tank, and he did exactly that. He cut off the cage, pinned Adesanya against the fence, and unloaded a series of brutal hooks and uppercuts. Adesanya tried to escape, but Pereira's fists found him over and over again. Finally, Adesanya slumped. The referee waved it off. Pereira had done the unthinkable, dethroned the reigning middleweight king in his 8th professional MMA fight. 3 wins over Adesanya across 2 sports. One hell of a story. Pereira's fists rewrote history and took the belt. This was the King Slayer moment of the year. Number 2. Demetrius Johnson, Flying Knee Revenge. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson is one of the greatest to ever do it. In 2021, he was knocked out for the first time in his career by Adriano Moraes. In 2022, he came for revenge. In their rematch at 1 on Prime Video, DG was patient early, but by the 4th round, he flipped the switch. He rocked Moraes with a right hand, then chased him to the fence. There, DG launched a picture-perfect flying knee that connected with Moraes' skull and ended the fight on the spot. Mighty Mouse reclaimed his title with one of the most flawless KOs of his career. This wasn't just redemption. It was a legacy-defining moment that reminded everyone why DJ is the GOAT. Number 1. Leon Edwards, head kick that shocked the world. Nobody believed Leon Edwards could win. Not in round 5, not with a minute left. Kamaru Usman was cruising to a decision and another defense of his welterweight crown. Even the commentators were writing Edwards off. Then it happened. Leon feinted a jab, stepped outside Usman's lead foot, and fired a high kick that cracked the pound-for-pound king right on the temple. Usman went stiff and crashed to the mat. No follow-up needed. The fight was over. The belt changed hands. Leon Edwards wasn't just the winner. He was the author of the greatest comeback in UFC title fight history. Rocky had done it. A head kick that will live forever. The knockout of the year, no question. And there it is, the top 10 knockouts of 2022. From spinning back fists to thunderous head kicks. These were the moments that made us jump out of our seats, the shots that ended fights and changed lives. This is why we watch. This is what it's all about. But the story doesn't stop here. At Legends of the Octagon, we're just getting started. Hit that like button if you love pure, unfiltered violence. Drop a comment with your favorite knockout. And if you want to see what's next, subscribe and join the Legends. We'll be back with more stories of triumph, heartbreak, and the warriors who leave it all in the cage. This is Legends of the Octagon, and the next legend could be made tomorrow.